Welcome back to the Sports Hour here on Flow FM. Time to talk some English football, and our football expert Jonathan Moore now joins me on the line, beaming in from London in the UK. Johnny, thanks for getting up so early and being with us. How are you?
Yeah, going well, and good morning to all those listeners. A nice gloomy morning here in London, but hopefully it'll brighten up today. But lots of exciting weekends football to unwrap, and some really good games, I think, for all the fans out there to have witnessed this weekend.
We'll start with Chelsea's draw against Everton. You'd expect Chelsea to win this game, but it's been the story of their season where they've continually let down their fan base, Johnny. 2-0 in the end, and a fairly pivotal point for Everton given their struggles, but Chelsea, the inconsistency just continues with Graham Potter at the helm.
Yeah, it does indeed. I thought Chelsea might have turned the corner there and picked up 3 points because they looked like on a little bit of a roll of a couple of victories. But yeah, it wasn't to be. Everton, to their credit, they dug in deep, and probably the determination and the character amongst the squad there with Dyche at the helm. I think he's doing a really good job to try and obviously keep them out of the relegation for this season. And look, yeah, the Toffee fans will be really happy to take a point away from Chelsea. But yes, Potter's worries they continue, and the uncertainty. I think he's just keeping his job going. There's a lot of pressure with all the clubs, as we know, in the Premier League. But yeah, disappointing to obviously not get 3 points, especially being in the position they were in that game.
Crystal Palace losing heavily away to Arsenal. It's cost Patrick Vieira his job. I have to say, Johnny, on the face of it, it seems a little bit rough, but it's been a number of weeks since they last won a game. But nevertheless, it is a pretty fierce and competitive league, and we know that managers pay for their results with their jobs all the time. Did you think it was fair enough?
Oh, I probably think it's a little bit harsh. Look, I think Vieira's come in. He's put a bit of stability there. At the end of the day, most chairmen and fans included want results, and obviously positive results. It hasn't always been that way with Crystal Palace, but not taking anything away from the Eagles as a club. But look, for them to sort of be on mid-table or avoiding relegation is probably obviously a thing that I think most fans will look forward to. If they can finish higher up in the table, will be a massive achievement. But where they are currently now, sitting 12th, and the manager gets sacked, I know there's only a handful of points between them and the relegation group. But yeah, I thought it was actually a difficult time for obviously the Palace fans to accept whether or not a lot of them were behind Vieira. But I think what he was trying to do, he was trying to obviously build his philosophy within the club, and this day and age, so we talk about managers don't actually have time on their side. You think they might sign a 1, 2, 3 year deal, and if they get past the first year in this era, sometimes that's a massive achievement. But obviously coming against Arsenal, they're a really informed team, and obviously gunning for the Premiership title. So difficult place to go and get points. But yeah, I think that's a little bit rough on them. But obviously, Arteta and his men, they just keep steamrolling at the moment, and they look really certain to sort of keep pushing hard, and looks like it's going to be tough for anyone to catch them.
A high-scoring affair at St Mary's, Southampton drawing 3-3 with your Tottenham Hotspur. What did you make of this game, Johnny? Because Southampton, they're just such a bipolar team, really. They seem to struggle against the lesser teams, but then they can get a point off Tottenham, who we know are not really in the best of positions right now, but certainly still a very good side to come up against and get a point against Johnny. Now, this game really was noteworthy because of the fierce post-game comments made by your manager, Johnny, which came in pretty highly inflammatory remarks by Antonio Conte. So tell us about how you saw Tottenham's draw against Southampton and what you made of the manager's remarks post-game.
Yeah, look, first of all, the actual result, very entertaining game, and 6 goals, I would say, through in this game. For me, watching it as a Spurs fan, it's disappointing, especially in a commanding position, being 3-1 up. Just some naive defending, and really a lack of defending in terms of man marking, especially for the second goal. Just players not really man marking in the box, enough quality back there to really deal with incidents, and then the substituting Sarr giving away a penalty late on in that game in stoppage time. But just waiting for the ball, and any young player or any player out there that wants to sort of learn and get better is about attacking the ball and checking your shoulders and stuff like that. So yeah, Tottenham's thrown away 3 points there. Take nothing away from the Saints. Like you mentioned, they've picked up valuable points against some of the sort of top sides, or especially top sides on the ladder. Valuable points away, getting up points against Man United and now Tottenham. And look, they're definitely keeping themselves alive. I think it's still going to be a tough ask to get out of the relegation zone. But yeah, going on the post comments, Conte probably very frustrated, very angered. I know Tottenham are in a position of fourth position at the moment, and they can take Champions League football, getting that fourth spot. But the chasing pack is so tight in there, and that's, like I said, 2 points dropped. But his comments, I think, would have been a lot better to actually address the group in the dressing room, or even individually on the training ground, call them in and have a chat to them if he thinks players are letting him down, they're being selfish in some of these comments which he mentioned. But on air, it doesn't look very good, and I think like I said, he's frustrated, and the panel have just really obviously asked him questions, and he's probably had no holding back. So it's a very uncertain times. I think there's a lot of talk about Conte, will he stay, will he go, and that. But I think Daniel Levy, the decision might be a little bit more forthcoming now. Look, I think Conte's a very good manager, but look, he needs to look and address the situation maybe a little bit better in the future.
Wolves and Leeds United, another high-scoring game. Leeds United winning this one 4-2 away from home. Very impressive to see Leeds, who have struggled for so much of this season, scoring 4 goals against a decent team away from home, Johnny.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that game could have gone either way. I think the sending off in my namesake of Johnny definitely sort of had the swing of the momentum in the Leeds' favour there. But look, really exciting game. Leeds actually were in a really commanding position and probably should have killed the game being 3-0 up. But to Wolves' credit, they threw everything at them and pulled two goals back. But look, to no avail. But really exciting game. I actually watched that one. And yeah, look, lots to talk about. But Leeds are a side that are fighting for everything down the bottom as well. And that's 3 massive points away from home. Obviously, Wolves are still in that sort of mix down there, so a little bit disappointing. But look, from both sides, a really good performance, especially attacking-wise. Defensively, there was a few lapses there, and yeah, obviously resulted in the opposition taking full advantage from that. But yeah, both sides hopefully will try and stay out of that relegation zone come nearer the end of the season.
Well, to the headline news of the day, Johnny, Manchester United's 3-1 win against Fulham, marred by an absolute moment of madness from the Serbian Aleksandar Mitrović. What did you make of this? I mean, in 1 minute, we saw 3 send-offs, one of those being the manager as well. And so, Johnny, Fulham losing this game, but I'll tell you what, Aleksandar Mitrović, he can make a headline or two, can't he?
He most definitely can. Look, really exciting encounter in this one. Look, the FA Cup had some really good sort of fixtures and some really good performances from all the clubs involved this weekend's football. But yeah, going to the headlines of this one, Fulham played some really good stuff. They put Man United under so much pressure, and could have been a couple of goals if it hadn't been for the Harry goal. But obviously they went 1-0 up. Mitrović is really good at anticipation from the corner and got a nice finish. But after that, obviously, Man United started to come in the game. And look, VAR plays a lot of controversy in my eyes. But obviously, the decision of going back and checking Williams' handball cleared off the line from Sancho's shot. When I looked at it, it was justified in terms of hitting his arm. That's what I saw. But look, Mitrović, there's no need to be getting involved there. I mean, when you go down a man, that's hard enough. But when you lose 2 men in the space of 30 seconds or there, it's going to make the tough a lot harder. And Fulham have been playing, like I said, some really good football in this game. So the game was far from over. Obviously, Man United came back on level terms with the penalty decision. But look, yeah, Man United went on and convincingly won that game. But yeah, really, really disappointing and naive for a player that's got a lot of, obviously, I'd say maturity and quality in his locker. But yeah, probably just hot-headed character as well. That he's obviously going to have a ban now, so that's not going to help Fulham in their push for either European football or obviously trying to obviously cement themselves up the ladder. So really disappointing from his point of view, and obviously, Marco Silva would have been frustrated, like any manager, for decisions, but it was the right decision in my eyes.
Johnny Moore, our football expert, coming into us from London. Really appreciate your time as always. Enjoy all the football, and we'll speak to you again in a week's time. Take it easy, Johnny.
Thank you very much. My pleasure, and for everyone out there, hopefully they've enjoyed another segment to listen to. So take care and God bless.